What is up, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Trying to load the Discord on. There we go. What's going on, Flip? Austin, BP, Randy in the house. What's going on, guys? Eduardo. How's everybody doing today? Pin that on the top, and we are good to go, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like. Let's get this thing going. So I hope everybody had a great day today. Hump day, Wednesday. We made it. We're past halfway. We're past halfway. It feels like this week is flying by. It really does. It feels like it's flying by, but the market is just not doing anything, right? Yeah. Well, let's go over what's going on. What's been going on for the last few weeks. Obviously, we haven't seen much as far as price action, but what's really holding Bitcoin down, and we're gonna go over that. What I think's going on here, but let's just jump right into this. And again, welcome, guys. Crypto, Captain Crypto, Poppy, what's going on? Michael, Eller, Austin. All right, so today, we haven't really seen much going on. We actually haven't seen anything going on for the last, it's been like 2 days since we've seen this drop, and it's just been like we've been chopping around in this channel that we've had marked right here, this spot for some solid support at the 64.9, and we just keep hitting our head at this 66.4 if we even make it up there, right? And it's just been back and forth. And I think today we had Jerome Powell. He did speak. He had a nice little meeting, and we're probably going to go over an article of what exactly was said. But in a nutshell, it pretty much stated that, that inflation numbers have not given them the confidence to start easing on interest rates. So you remember towards the beginning of this year, we were rolling into this year, and we were with anticipation of the halving happening. We had the ETFs that were looming around the corner, and we always were talking about the Fed easing interest rates. You know, it was inevitable for this year, right? Well, we're 4 months into this year, and we haven't seen anything yet. And I think it's starting to really pay a toll on the market, particularly crypto for right now. I don't think it's 100% has to do with why we're not moving much. I really do think the big reason why Bitcoin is not exploding and getting back up to those $70,000 levels and staying up there is I think we're having that almost like the sell the news event is happening weeks before the halving. We have 16 days until the halving right now. The halving. I knew I was going to say the halving. The halving. And I think what's going on is we have a lot of people sitting on the sidelines right now. A lot of people have either taken a position, moved their positions over, or they're just sitting tight and they're not adding to their positions or into the market right now. And we've seen this because the last week we've gone down in volume for the whole crypto space. You can see it in the price action. We're really not moving much. We've been kind of sitting in this tight range for the last day or two. And then obviously we saw this big dramatic drop. I wouldn't even say dramatic, but we did see this little cool off spot from just a few days ago. So given what the charts are looking like, something is basically keeping a lot of investors hesitant right now, and that's why we're not seeing any big price fluctuations, whether it's to the downside or the upside. So let's jump over to Milady. Milady, same thing, really the same thing. And I was telling you guys this, and I'm disclaimer, I did jump and I bought a big bag yesterday of Milady while it was down. And I'm going to continue to buy in because obviously I'm not just telling you guys this. I do believe long term that Milady is going to do really well. We might see some better price action, meaning we might see a little bit more pain in the market. But like I always tell you guys, you have to be strong and know where we're headed long term. This isn't going to happen overnight, right? We've seen some big growth in the Milady realm, right? We've seen a lot of growth in the last few months. And heck, in the last year, if you guys have been with the channel, we've seen Milady grow like crazy, right? We've been covering Milady since she was at around $20 million market cap. So we've seen some big growth on Milady. We just have to stick to it. We're going to continue to grow, right? We're going to have days like this. And like I always tell you guys, take advantage of it if you're able to. If you're able to, take advantage of these dips. If not, then just hold tight. Hold tight and understand what the long-term game plan is. And my game plan is I'm waiting until we get into those billion-dollar market caps before I even start thinking about selling off. So that's me. Everybody's got different goals, right? Everybody's got different goals. So for Milady, you guys can see we haven't necessarily tapped this spot right here that I have as some support, but we've hit like right above it. And I have this spot because obviously we did smack it right here when we jumped up. We found it as support, but previous movement around this area, we've actually bounced off this area multiple times. And you can see we've been basically respecting that line. We haven't hit it exactly, but like a smidge, a hair right over it. So we'll basically say that it's been finding that support somewhere around the 17.7, 17.8 area right here if it does trickle down. You guys do know, I always say this, if we keep retesting a certain area, it's most likely going to break. If it's going towards the upside, if you keep knocking on that door, you're going to break it, right? If it's heading down, or if it keeps retesting a spot that's finding support, eventually it will break. So I want to see us find some kind of a movement towards the upside and find some support elsewhere other than bouncing again off the 17.7, or I'm saying what would I say? If we continue to do that, I don't know what I would say on that one, but if we continue to do that as finding support, or I'm saying as far as this spot for some support level, if we continue to keep retesting it, we're going to end up breaking it. And the next spots that I do have for me as far as support and buying, we have this fib retracement right here, which is going to be the 618. It's going to be right here at the 16.9. And then right under the 16.9 was a big spot, that 15.9. So 16.9 and 15.9 are two spots that I'm keeping my eye on. If we do break this 17.7, 17.8 area, that's where I'm seeing us the next spots. Our next spot that we're going to be holding that support, we'll see if maybe one of those spots are going to be the golden spot where we hit. It becomes a good enticing price to where a lot of buyers will come in and basically override the sellers. But what I will say, and this goes for every crypto right now, the fact that Bitcoin right now is just chopping in that tight range that we did cover just a few minutes ago, you're going to see the same kind of movement with every other project. Every other project, unless something big is going on in the project, particularly for that project, they're going to basically be in sync with Bitcoin in the market. And right now the volume's down. Most of the projects are kind of staying put, chopping around in this real tight zone. And that's pretty much what we're doing for Milady right now. So like I keep telling you guys, I gave you two spots that I'm watching as far as me dollar cost averaging in. Even though right now where we're at with the market cap of around $136 million, I personally right now, I was just thinking about it before the stream, and most likely I'll do it after the stream, is I'm just going to probably buy some more in and just keep dollar cost averaging in. I want to continue to build my position on Milady. So let's see here. Let me jump back onto the chat real quick. Pappy said, Koala Game, we're here. We are here. Koala Gang. Koala Family, we are here. Koala Gang. Nice. And Michael said, pretty good. What's up? Eller, what's going on? Austin said, Wally the Whale pumping hard. Nice. Nico said, what's up? Overcome, what's going on? Prodigy, family in the house, what's going on, bro? Captain Crypto, the best way you can calm your nerves around this time is just checking on it once a day. You know what? I do agree with you, Captain. Me personally, I've been through this, right? I've been through I started, trading in crypto. You guys know my whole story. I won't go back into it, but you guys know I started trading in crypto around 2020, right? So I have 4 years plus, right? Going on my 5th year of crypto. And I've been through the ups and downs. I feel like it's built me to be very confident in my investments and really not spaz out, right? And another thing that helps with that, like I always tell you guys, is I use money that I don't need right now, right? I don't need right now. I don't need it to pay my bills, to feed my daughter, or anything like that. So I don't have any kind of emotional stress over the money. Obviously, we don't want to see our positions down, but at the same time, this goes into me being in for 5 years. I've been through it before, right? I've been through it. I told you guys my stories where, I with Ethereum and all that kind of stuff, where I rode up to the top and I was down like crazy, and I just held like crazy, and I kept buying, and then in the long run it paid off, right? So this is why I think what Captain Crypto was saying was, for some people that maybe don't have that kind of that kind of built up as far as their nerves like I do, maybe it's best that you just check your portfolio maybe once a day just to see what the markets are doing, or maybe morning and evening time, right, before you go to bed, so you don't stress yourself out, right? You don't want to make impulsive moves, right? You don't want to make impulsive moves, and maybe we're having a bad day and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to try to sell, because right when you sell, and I'm talking to you, right when you sell, the market's going to take off. It always happens like that, right? It feels like it though. So that's something good, Crypto. I like that one. Samuel said, hey, should I try swing trading Jasmy's? Should I try to swing trade Jasmy bag? Let's see here. Might dump 30K. Wait, hold on. DOJ might dump 30K Bitcoin, and I'm looking at chart. It looks like we are easily going to retrace to 1.5 support level, which is fine. Sam, hold that thought. We're going to go check Jasmy in a second, and I'll kind of give you actually, Sam just threw $5 super chat. Let's just go check it out right now, right, bro? Fagerio said, I bought 1,000 worth of Milady while you were talking. Nice. Flip with the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. So real quick, Flip, I got you right after Sam. So Sam wants to know about Jasmy. So let's pull up Jasmy real quick and let's find out. So Sam's question is should he try to swing trade Jasmy's bag? So what do you mean by swing trade? Do you mean like, do you own any right now? Or are you thinking about selling and maybe repositioning yourself around the 1.5? And you know what? Can't believe I don't have that 1.5 marked on here, because it looks like that's been a pretty, around that 1.5 is a good spot for some support. So you tell me what your scenario is. If you're already in the project right now, obviously not financial advice. What I just said, this kind of leads into what I was just saying. Yes, I have 1 million. I want to use the profits to get more. That's all. I understand what you're saying now. So you want to see it possibly trying to time the market, sell off because you are in profits right now, and possibly see if you could reposition yourself. That's going to be a tricky move. I will say it's going to be a tricky move because, Sam, like I was just saying prior, is, right when you sell off, the freaking market's going to turn around, right? And you hold on, and if you don't sell, we're probably going to retrace. It feels like it happens like that, right? So, you making that decision is a big decision, because I know 1 million Jasmys is a big bag, right? So my one thing that I would say is maybe try to possibly think about not selling your whole position, right? If you have a good position on Jasmy, maybe try to allocate and take 25, maybe 50% of your bag, and see if maybe you can reposition yourself like that instead of selling your whole bag. With that scenario of what if the market does take off, and you miss out on a lot of profits, or if you take out half, then you'll be able to reposition yourself and basically use half of your position, which is probably going to be mostly profit, and buy in at a good price. That would be probably the best bet. It's almost like dollar cost averaging in, but in your sense, you're going to be taking a big chunk out of what you have right now and kind of hoping that you're going to see somewhat of a retracement. And looking at the charts, like I said, for Bitcoin, let's get back over to Bitcoin real quick. For Bitcoin right now, she is holding that 69, the 64.9 level. So the only thing that I would say is maybe hang tight. If you are feeling antsy and you feel like the market's definitely going to come down, then maybe try half your position. That would probably be the best bet in my opinion. Other than that, I would kind of wait, watch what Bitcoin's doing. If we break this key level right here that we've been holding support at around the 64.9, I would put that on your chart. Around that 64.9, if we break that, and I don't mean briefly, because you can see we did break it briefly at around 64.5, but we came right back up. If we break this 64.9 and it looks like we're actually hanging down and we continue to move down, that's when I would probably look to reposition my at least half my position on Jasmy and wait for those lower levels to come in is what I would do. But to answer your question, bro, it's hard for me to give you a concrete decision because I know that's a big bag right there that you're messing with, and I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. Ultimately, I would say just hold tight. I think that'd be the safest move, but it sounds like you're kind of itching to really see if you can time the market. So maybe the best bet would be 25 to maybe 50% most is what I would try to move around, just in case if we do bounce, or something like that. So I hope that works out for you, brother. Flip said Wif and Myro. Let's jump on to Myro real quick. You guys know I've been eyeing the hell out of Myro. Eyeing Myro like I'm at the gym and so she's like a big hottie doing squats in front of me. I'm just eyeing her out. I'm just like, man, she's looking juicy, right? No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that. Any girls that are watching, I don't do that at the gym. I swear. I do not. Where were we at? Oh, yeah, that's right. All right. So let's jump on here. So Myro. So Myro right now, 24.4. You guys know she was looking a few days ago, looking great. Took this big bounce, jumped all the way up to 37 cents. But since then, and this isn't Myro's fault, the market has been retracing. You can see this M pattern right here, and we basically retrace for Myro. So one thing I would say for Myro, this to me is a long-term play. Market cap is very low for Myro. Let's pull it up here. $232 million, right? Me personally, this is a long-term buy for me. And I definitely want to jump in on Myro. So I'm personally waiting until we can get to maybe these levels if it does, right? I don't lose any sleep if it doesn't. But if it does, I'll sleep even better because I'll be opening up a position somewhere around this 20 cent or lower. But if I'm like Flip and I'm already holding on to Myro, I honestly would just be holding. This is long term. Myro's still looking great. I mean, she's holding that 24, 25 cent mark pretty well. If anything, you can see she has bounced multiple times right here at the 0.5, which would be the 23 cents. So you have that. I would say if she does break this 23 cents, we're probably going to come back down and retest this 20 cent mark. And if I was you, Flip, and if I had extra dry powder on the side, I would just be dollar cost averaging in on Myro if you're long term on this like I am. So, and then let's look at Wif. Let's look at Wif because I know Wif was killing it as well and has been having kind of a oh yeah, you know what? I like to bring up Wif on the decks. Sam, thanks, man. Smart decision. Just needing a second opinion from someone who has done it and longer than me. No worries, bro. Thank you so much for the super chats, bro. I really appreciate that. I hope it works out for you, bro. Like I said, 25-50% is probably what I would try to work with. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the safest way because if the market goes either or, you didn't move your whole position, right? You didn't move your whole position, so. Let's pull up Wif real quick on Solana. Usually she's like right up here. I guess I'm going to have to like type it in. Wif. Oh, yeah. You know why I don't type it in? Because it brings out the 7,000 scam Wifs that are on here. I like to use the DEX because there it is. The deck screener has a better chart. If you pull up the trading view, if you notice, when you pull up trading view, it starts from like right here because that's when they had Wif listed on trading view. It misses out on all this back here at the beginning levels. So Dog Wif hat, you can see she did hit her head right here at the $4.90, which is still like mind-boggling. Freaking how much growth Dog Wif hats had. So you can see right now she's at $3.65. And you know, Flip, because I know you're familiar with the channel, bro. She's broken so far the 236. And you know, that's like a big thing that I always tell you guys is when any kind of project runs up, even if it's making a local high or an all-time high, you want to see it hold this 236 fib. That's going to keep that momentum running. She isn't far under the 236, but she has technically broke below the 236. So I would brace myself if the market is going to have any more pain ahead of it. Let me stretch this fib retracement out a little bit. So if the market's going to have a little bit more pain, dog with hat's probably not going to be able to evade that pain as well. Obviously, you can see it's in sync with the market now. So you're most likely going to see dog with hat come back and retest the 382, most likely somewhere around that $3 mark. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen necessarily. I'm just saying if we do see continuation in this market the way it's been looking for the last few days, the last week, you're most likely going to see some kind of a $3 whiff. So almost the same scenario like Sam. It's like, do you sell some of your position right now and maybe hope that you do see a retracement so maybe you can grab a better price and accumulate more of your position without having to add any liquidity? That would be, that's a hard decision, right? Because at the end of the day, we really don't know what tomorrow is going to bring in the market, right? We really don't know. We do know that Friday is going to be the job reports, right? So the job reports is coming out Friday. Depending on what that looks like, we might have a little bit more pain in the market, right? I'm not saying that it's going to for sure happen, but we do have another catalyst that's popping up. I didn't even know Jerome Powell was going to speak today, to be honest, or we would have been covering it. That flew under my radar. Didn't even know that. But if you really look, it didn't affect the actual market as much. I think it's kind of weighing down on the market somewhat, but it didn't really, we didn't see some kind of a big sell-off today because there really wasn't some bad language that was in. He basically just said, like I said at the beginning of the stream, there's not enough evidence for them to confidently say that they're going to be reducing interest rates for right now. We're going to cover that here in a second. But to go back to dog with hat, like I was saying, Flip, we want to see this thing break. We want to see this thing hold this 236. So the fact that it's where it's at right now is not a bad thing. But if you start seeing it retracing more, it's probably going to come down to this 382 at the $3. So you're going to have to make a decision whether you're going to be dollar cost averaging in when it drops to the 3, or if you're going to maybe move your position right now in hopes that it's going to do that $3 move and maybe buy back in, But at the end of the day, I think long term, dog with hat's is gonna continue to kill it. It's already the third biggest meme right now. This thing could be shooting for number 1. So always remember that when trying to time the market. Muhammad, what's going on? Adam said Pappy is the whale. We already know. A whale calling another person a whale. This is just these two right here, bro. They're flexing on all of us on the Discord, guys. Roberto said, can Milady go down more so I can put more in? Monero said, hope Milady's will retrace more. I need to buy more. Bro, everybody's saying the same thing, right? Everybody's like, bro, I hope. And we just covered this. If we keep testing this level right here at the 17.7, even though you're like Crip, we haven't even actually tested it. We're calling that a test, right? Both of these times are really these 3 times we're going to call that testing this 17.7. And I think if we keep hovering right here and we keep sitting around this area and maybe retesting this area, we're probably going to break it. I'm not saying this is going to happen 100% for sure, but if we keep testing this area, it's going to break. And my next levels, like I told you guys, it's going to be this the 618 right here at the 16.9. And then I'm looking at the 15.9. I'll probably open up some buy orders for those areas. If we do see any kind of movement towards those sides, I will be able to pick it up. Maybe while I sleep, right? Who knows? Real quick, I do want to say Sam and Flip, thank you guys so much for the super chats. I really appreciate that, guys. And if you have any more questions, let me know. And that goes for anybody else too. Real quick, make sure you guys are hitting that like. We got 60 people here and 31 likes. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Well, let's jump in. Let's look at what is going on with this? This is not correct. Crypto Bubbles needs to figure their stuff out. I mean, come on. Look at this. It says it's up 121,000%. Like, what is Crypto Bubbles doing today? This is like really weird. You guys heard about this new project, Wormhole? We'll cover this chart here in a second. This bubble is really pissing me off because it's like throwing everything off for Crypto Bubbles. They need to figure that out. So let's just jump right into the article since crypto bubbles the crypto bubbles are not correct for whatever reason. So choppy Bitcoin price action continues ahead of Friday's jobs report. So flows into the new spot ETFs have been subdued for a couple weeks, possibly prompting a renewed interest in Marco drivers for price direction. The price of Bitcoin remained below 66,000 late on the day during U.S. trading hours Wednesday after a couple of modest rallies were met with quick selling action. At 65,800 at press time, Bitcoin was flat over the past 24 hours, dragged down by 10% declines in Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. Remember, we were covering it yesterday. Bitcoin Cash was up like crazy. Bitcoin managed two rallies to around the 66,500 level on Wednesday. One move coming a softer than expected report. One move coming a softer than expected report on March growth in the U.S. service industry, and another coming after Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said he continued to expect rate cuts this year despite continued perkiness in both inflation and economy. So he actually said that he was still expected rate cuts this year, and we didn't even see anything positive happen in the market. That should tell you guys something right there. And what I'm getting to is I think, honestly, that people are just sitting on the sidelines right now, and I think the big thing that's looming over us is the halving. I think it's the halving. I think there's been such a big narrative coming out that there's going to be a big sell the news event, which we've been kind of saying the same thing as well, that I think a lot of people have repositioned themselves, and they're probably sitting on the sideline waiting for some kind of a dip with Bitcoin so they can eat the dip up. You know what? And with that being said, I bet you, and I would imagine that if we do see some kind of a big drop with Bitcoin, let's say we drop down to like 60,000, it'll probably be eaten up fast, and that might be what we need to see for us to really get that bullish momentum back up. So who knows? Most of Bitcoin's rally in 2024 roughly came with the mid-February to mid-March. It was during this time that the spot ETFs were regularly adding 5,000 to 13,000 Bitcoin each day. Even with sizable selling by Grayscale, the action since, however, has seen big sales of Bitcoin continuing at GBTC, while purchases into the other ETFs have slowed. On many days, net flows into the spot ETF group as a whole have turned negative. So we won't even read anymore. I guess you guys pretty much got the gist on that. And let's just jump right into the Fed meetings real quick. So our next Fed meeting is going to be in May. So we have April, May, obviously next month. It's going to be probably about 3 weeks after the halving. We're going to see this Fed meeting, and we're pretty much, you can see it's pretty much priced in. Almost 99% of the investors are anticipating that we're going to see no Fed reduction on interest rates, right? You can see that 99%. But if you move over, now remember, the Fed meetings are every 6 weeks. Every 6 weeks we have Fed meetings, right? So in June is our next meeting after May. And you can see for now, these numbers are going to change. But for now, you can see we are right now sitting at around 37.5% are saying that there's going to be another pause, right? And you have 61, almost 62% are calling for somewhat of a half to a 1/4% ease reduction in interest rates from the Feds. So if that does happen, we could be looking for June as a big move in regards to the markets. Because I do think, especially with them kind of postponing the reduction in interest rates, I think it's building up that anticipation, right? And I think when they finally do it, whether it's in June, July, or maybe later in the year, which I think they're going to at least do a 1/4% probably by June or July. When they do that, I think it's going to be, even if it's short-lived, it's going to be a big mover in the market, is what I'm thinking. So we'll definitely stay on top. And we'll keep watching that for sure and see how that plays out. Let's see here. Anything else on the market? Nothing too crazy. Looking at our watch list right now. Looking at the watch list, nothing really is up too much. We have ALI that's up 5%. Of course, I sold out of it like yesterday, but I pretty much sold out where it's at right now. So, I mean, not like I'm too upset about that. And there's really nothing. We have everything else. Pepe is down 5%. You can see broke the 236 in the last couple of days, and you can see it is coming down. Probably going to be meeting up with this 0.5 at around the 62 mark for Pepe. Dogecoin, which was on a big rally in the recent weeks, you can see has cooled off from this 22 local high, made a double top, and has since come back down and retested this 200-day moving average. This is going to be on the 4-hour. You can see they tested it back here. We went on a run. It has come back and retested the 200-day SMA moving average for Dogecoin. So this isn't just a Milady's things, guy. This is a whole market right now is just, doesn't know what the hell's in front of us and what's going to happen. Arbitrum sitting around the same level. Solana, let's see here. Solana's just been chopping around. I swear every time I look at it for the last few days, it's been at like $185. I swear every freaking like the last 3 days, I go and periodically check and it's like $185. All right. Nico said only Moochie Cat jumped 1,600% in the few hours last Friday. And you know what I will say about Moochie Cat is I've been getting on the deck screener. Look right here. I was like, you see how, so you guys see on my page, it says Moochie Cat and it has an advertisement on deck screener. We're actually about to be doing this for our native token for the channel for no Fud Koala. We're about to be adding advertisement. I've been talking with the team and we're basically getting everything finalized, but we're going to be basically taking care of getting the ads and basically starting our next next things that we're doing. We just dropped the website, which we'll go into. You guys can see we dropped the website. Shout out to Prodigy for No Fud Koala. You guys can check this out right here. If you go onto the deck screener and you click into the website, it'll bring you to our official website, and it has links like live chart. If you click into live chart, it'll bring you to the deck screener. If you click buy No Fud Koala, it'll bring you straight to the swap. You can obviously connect your wallet and you can buy straight from this link right here. And also you can go and read our white paper and you can kind of see what we have for tokenomics and our roadmaps. And part of what our next thing that we're going to be tackling is advertisement and promotion for No Fud Koala. So look forward to seeing, we're going to hopefully flood the market just like Moochie Cat did. And I've seen a lot of other, Bunk 2.0 did it, and a lot of other projects basically they did paid advertisement on deck screener, and it's pretty cool. So we're going to that's going to be the next thing that we're going to be looking for. We are up today 13% for the day for No Fud Koala at $600,000 market cap. So still relatively low, looking pretty juicy. I will say looking very juicy. We've been holding strong. We had a couple big whales that jumped in on the project so early. I mean, they jumped in right when we dropped, and we finally kicked their asses out of our project. AKA, they basically moved. They got rid of their position in the last week or two. So I think we have seen the last of these little whales that don't have anything to do with our community, and we can basically, hopefully we're going to be, like I said, our goal is to get to $1 billion market cap and beyond. So hopefully we'll see that, right? Hopefully we'll see that. And let's look, because I know a lot of people call. So we have call on Kronos, which has been doing really well, right? I missed this freaking drop earlier. Again, remember yesterday I was complaining. I was like, man, I missed this drop. It keeps dropping like the freaking 5 minutes that I'm not looking at the chart. and it was a beautiful drop right here. And you can see there's been a decent rebound. One thing I will say about call is they dropped the Solana project, right? Their Wormhole is what they're calling it. And it did not do well. And we're going to cover that chart here in a second. But one thing I am seeing with call is it's been making lower highs. It's been making lower highs, right? You can see clearly there is a downward movement. It's making lower highs and lower lows since it's made this high right here. This isn't an all-time high. This was a local high. It was almost an all-time high. But since then, you can see it has been slightly retracing. Call will do this. I don't think nothing's wrong necessarily yet. And you guys know, obviously, if this thing dips like it does over here, like it's done before, I definitely want to jump in and get a good position, right? I like swing trading call because they're a solid project and there's still a lot of hype with them. So whenever you see these dramatic drops, it'll usually follow with a beautiful V-shaped recovery. So keep an eye on it, watching for some kind of a dramatic drop, which I think is possibly coming, but we'll see how that works. Pulling up call for Solana, and this right here was a campfire, dump fire right here. And you guys know I kept it real with you guys for the last few days since we were back here. I just said, bro, listen, this chart does not look good. I said it does not look good. Not only does the chart not look good, but look, the liquidity is at $4,000 and the market cap is under $10,000, guys. This chart right here, it's dying. It's pretty much dying now. Unless something happens and they do something and there's some kind of an epic bounce, that would be one thing. But looking at the buys, you can see, what is this? Someone's buying a penny 1,000 times. That's usually not a big sign. Not a good sign. And you can see a lot of people have basically sold off. I'll pull up some of these wallets, but I don't want to call anybody out. But you can see some people are selling for losses. People are selling for losses on this project and basically moving on. So I'd be very cautious if you have been interested on call for Solana. I do not think it's a smart move. Now, I might eat my words, and who knows, tomorrow we come back and the thing bounces like crazy, right? But that's a big risk, in my opinion. And the liquidity being that small is getting, it's red flags right there. Red flags, for sure. Jasmy said, NFK doesn't have a single red flag. I see that, bro. We did everything correct. Todd said last week of bearish. I don't know about last week, dude. I honestly think that we might see this choppy zone that we're in right now. Like, we might have little spurts of movement, right? We could easily jump right up. Bitcoin can easily have a day where it jumps up and wants to retest this 69 and hits its head, and we could come right back down, right? I think we're going to have these kind of movements for right now until, unfortunately, we get past the halving. And I know it's crazy to say because a week ago we're like, we have the halving. It was a bullish thing. Now I'm starting to think that people are waiting on the sidelines because of the halving with anticipation that there's going to be some kind of a sell the news event. That now I'm kind of thinking we need to maybe we might see this kind of this tight price range, or we might see some if we do see some spurts on the upside, it's going to be short lived. For right now, that kind of market is what I think we're going to be in for the next week or two. We have, let's see here, when's the halving? We have 16 days. 16 days until the halving. So, we're right around the corner, right? And the only thing I could say, and this is for everybody, is that if we do see any more retracement, take advantage of it. We're still in a bull market. And historically speaking, Bitcoin usually does really well post-halving, right? We're in odd times because Bitcoin did make all-time highs pre-halving, but I still think that we're going to still do really well post-halving, and we haven't even seen altcoin season go into effect yet. So I honestly think the next month or two is when we're really going to start seeing the market just start taking off, is what I really do think. So Fact said, just put the hat on. No FUD. Maybe. Let's pull up. That reminds me. Let's see what Lady F is doing. We haven't. I forgot to check it. Someone keeps coming on my videos. I forgot who. And he's like, bro, you keep forgetting to check Lady F on your streams. I'm like, bro, I forget. Because, I have like what I'm going to talk about. And then I kind of, I freestyle and whatever you guys want to check out, we look up. And no one's been asking me about Lady F. So we just keep forgetting about it. But you guys can see, I mean, we haven't brought it up because nothing's really going on with it. Right? I mean, the market cap is back down to $40 million for the project. So, I mean, nothing really is going on with the project as of now. So we do have a spot. Let me see here. We have this spot right here that's pretty much been the bottom. Obviously, it started off, it shot up, but really where this bounces is where we're going to call the bottom for right now at around the 27. So, I mean, me personally, I'm not interested in getting into this project unless if this thing miraculously comes down towards this 27 mark, I most likely will throw a couple Solanas at it and see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. But for honestly, I'd rather just buy Milady. I'd rather buy Milady. I don't really want to buy this Lady F project that's on Solana. I keep telling you the logic behind it. I understand why they're doing it, why they did it. I don't think it's playing out the way they really anticipated. They had such a big pre-sale, but it kind of was like egg on their face because everybody sold off on that pre-sale. No one held on. Everybody sold off. It had such a big price swing, came down, and since then it has. I mean, this looks like it's small movement. These are actually like 150% moves, But you can see it's like swinging. It'll run up and then run down, run up, run down, and you can see clearly it's on a downward movement for right now. So that's why I'm saying, for me personally, I'm waiting till we get around this 27 mark to see if we're gonna retest this area, and I'll most likely start dollar cost averaging in on the project. Edward said, what's up with Soul Paca? Let's check it out. Soul Paca. So, not much has changed since the last time we've looked at the project, right? Again, remember when I called this area, I think we started looking at this area back here, and I said, guys, listen, if you have the opportunity to buy in somewhere around this 11 mark, it historically has been a good spot, right? You can see when it started, shot up, bounced multiple times off of this, and it's done really well. And then the last time it bounced, it did really well. Looks like you're coming back, and I think if you can have patience, it's probably going to slowly come back and retrace, which, let's say you're invested in Soul Paca right now, right? And you bought in somewhere up in these areas, right? And you're down on your profits. I would honestly hold out. I would hold out on this project and see maybe if we're going to come back and retrace this 11 mark and just wait for some kind of a big move. Hopefully this will play out again. Remember what I always say, though. You keep retesting these certain areas, you have to be careful because eventually it's going to break. Hopefully you guys have one more big move ahead of you to where what I would do if I was in Soul Paca for right now, unless you're long-term bullish on this project, then don't let me, just derail you from where you're at. But if you're just looking for some quick profits, hopefully this thing can maybe come down. I mean, even if this thing really does come down to this 11 mark, I probably would jump in. I'd be interested in jumping in with anticipation that we're going to see some kind of a bounce, right? But you better believe if we jump in there and it bounces, take your profits and maybe wait to reposition yourself. That's the best thing that I could say on this project. Unless you're like, Crip, I'm long term, the devs are awesome, they're building this big, whatever behind the project, then don't let me derail you. In that case, then I would say I would be using this spot right here at the 11 to just continue to dollar cost average in and keep buying in on the project if you're long term, right? So that's my thing, and I'm sticking to it for Soul Paca. But market cap, $1 million, not bad. Liquidity looks good. So, I mean, the project's legit. You know, it's legit, definitely. And it looks like it's had that solid support right here. So, hopefully you'll drop down. And it'll basically just ignite those buyers. Like I said, I'm even looking, if we bounce at that level, if we come down to that level, I'll probably jump in on this project as well. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of people that will do the same thing, right? That are keeping their eye out on the project. James said, "Can you please check out Mew? It's crazy up and down. Maybe 50 whales in there going up and down, 30K. $1 million buys and sells every day on the DEX. Let's check it out. Is Mew, let me see here. Is Mew going to be on Ethereum, Solana? I'm guessing it's in Solana, right? Yeah. All right. Remember, guys, if you guys want to, bring up a project, it makes it easier for myself. Just tell me the ecosystem. Even though I know 90% of the projects we're looking at are on Solana, you never know, right? Some people have been coming in here and asking about Base and Ethereum and stuff like that. So just to make it easier. I mean, honestly, to be honest, this project doesn't look bad, dude. I mean, it went on a nice run, but it's holding its gains really well. I mean, look at this beautiful bounce at the 382 right here. So, I mean, this project honestly looks great. The market cap is freaking insane. I mean, this has got to be one of the bigger market caps on Solana. $667 million in market cap with almost $50 million in liquidity. I mean, that's crazy right there. This is a big project. This honestly is a very big project. $600 million. Think about this. It's on Solana. This project's 4 times bigger than Milady right now. Just take that into consideration. Like, that's craziness. This is a big project right here. For sure. And it looks like it's holding really well, honestly. It looks like it's holding really well. So, the one thing I would say for this project is, I mean, as long as you're holding this 382, I think you might be on a nice bounce where you could be coming up and possibly retesting these all-time high. Possibly, right? You're going to have a big spot that's going to maybe hold it back at this 236 right here at the 7.9. That 7.9 is probably going to be a big spot for some resistance. But if it can break that 7.9, I think it possibly could run. And the reason why I say possibly is because it's already done this move, and you can see it fell short, right? It fell short. Beautiful bounce off the 382, though. Beautiful bounce. That's a very bullish move right there. If it does break this 382, you're probably looking at coming around this 0.5 at around the 52 mark, which wouldn't be a bad spot to possibly dollar cost average in if you're long term on this project. Where are these $100,000 buy-ins, bro? I'm just messing with you. Isn't that crazy when you do see something like that on DeFi? Someone's in here like dropping $100,000. There it is right there. Look at this. Look at this. $96,000 buy. Look what they've bought in. They've bought in $8.5 million on this wallet. Absolutely insane. That is absolutely insane. $8.5 million they bought. They've sold $8.7 million for a price to loss of $240,000. They're in profits. That's crazy. I said price to loss, profits and loss. We don't need to switch it over. I mean, I believe you, bro. I believe you. I'm sure there's some massive buy-ins on this. $30,000 sale right there. You really want to see something that blows your mind, bro? Let's see this top traders. Look at this wallet, which it doesn't mean, for whatever reason, people are so mysterious on Solana. They're like, will buy in on a wallet, and then they send it to like 17 different wallets, and they're like trying to lose the paper trail of people watching what their wallets and stuff like that. And like you can see here, they sent whoever did this sent this, and they've sold $2 million. Obviously, it's saying they didn't buy in, but I'm sure they bought in on a different wallet, right? And you can see this right here. This is probably the biggest move. This person right here bought in 47,000 and sold $1.5 million. Isn't that nuts? That's absolutely crazy. They had a profit of $1.5 million on that. That's going to be your biggest move right there. This person right here, 381,000, sold off 1.3. This one right here, 1.8, sold 2.8. Holy crap. Some big money in crypto, guys. And you better believe all these people started off right where we're at. All it takes is a couple good moves. That's all it takes. I'm telling you. Couple good moves, getting in on a project at the proper time, taking that risk, and that's all it really takes. And you know what I'm saying? You're going to take losses in between some of the wins, but if you invest in 10 projects and 2 of them, make out really well, it'll cover all the losses off those other 8, projects that you lost on. And that's what a lot of people do on DeFi. They just literally they throw money in every single project, and out of 100 of them, if a few of them stick, it'll probably end up paying off all the other losses that they have and some. So DeFi is a crazy world that we're in, but you gotta love it, right? It's so risky, but it's just so fun. It's the crypto casino. Is what it is, right? The crypto casino is really what it is. You can lose everything in one draw, or you can become a millionaire, right? It's so fun until you buy in on a project and they pull all that liquidity, and then you're ready to go out and find somebody. Or is that just me? The other day I bought in on a Kronos project, and I only put like $20 in because I was like cautious. And like 20 minutes later, I walked away. I came back. I was like, I think I'm going to buy more. Oh, yeah, because I was up like 3x on the project. And I was like, damn it, I should have put more. And I come back, and the dude pulled all the liquidity. And it was $20, and I was just like, that son of a beep. I'm just like, bro. My $20, bro. Let's see what these... Let's look at the volume for today. So Solana's volume, $2.3 billion. Ethereum's 2.2. Binance 1.2. Base 700. Arbitrum at around 600 million. Those are going to be your top 5 right there as far as your DeFi ecosystems. Eduardo said, yeah, he wants to take a look at the new Kronos Cobb. Yeah, I saw that drop today. It dropped with a big market cap, is what I saw. Yeah, it's got $27 million in market cap. So when I saw it, it already had taken a bounce. And I really just didn't like the fact that it took this bounce and the market cap was already relatively so high. So I stayed away from the project. I didn't buy in on this. Oh, excuse me. Drink some water. So I didn't particularly buy in on this project, but a couple things. If you zoom in, it looks like there's a W pattern that's formed. So this thing might be on some kind of a run, possibly, right? Possibly, or it could be short-lived. But a lot of times W patterns will usually play towards the upside. Now, how up is it going to go? That's the question, right? We'll go ahead and put this as some kind of a support level right here at the 26 for right now. But, project, $20 million in liquidity, $27 million market cap, definitely a legit project. So, doesn't look bad at all. You can see the money's coming in on the project for sure. So, this could play out. Could definitely play out well. Guys, look at this website. Look at this website. This is a top tier website right here, guys. Prodigy really outdid himself on this one. Really outdid himself, bro. Looks good. I think we have the Telegram up and running too. We need to update the deck screener for that. Let's look at a couple projects. What's up, guys? You guys awake out there? Everybody awake? I know this market's been very boring, but geez. So Book of Meme was starting to try to make some kind of a rebound. I will say this thing looks like it's forming some kind of an M pattern. And I don't think it particularly has anything to do with the project. I just think it's going to, because of the market that we're in right now, it's most likely going to come back and retrace and bounce off this 14 is what I'm thinking on Boom. Book of Meme. I don't know is it Boom? Or what is it? Home? Boom. Has to be Boom, right? Because it's just BOME, just like HOME. Home. Boom. Prodigy said it's about to be updated. Oh, nice. Let's talk about the website. Maker, you want to look at Maker? All right, John, hold on here. What do you think about Baby on Solana? I've been looking at some of the whales that were in Mew, and some of them were holding large amounts of Baby. I mean, James, the one thing I would say about that analogy is if they're already holding on to it, you want to buy in right now on that project? If you're seeing a lot of the whales that already are in it, is that something you want to buy in on right now? Because you could end up buying in, and basically they'll sell their bags off. Not saying right when you buy in. I'm just saying a lot of times when you say stuff like that, it means this project's already been on a run, and you can see it's clearly been on a run. So, what I would say about this project is, if that's all you're basing it off of, is that you saw some of the same whale wallets that were in Mew that are in here. I mean, I would say if you would have caught it down here, would have been one thing. But the fact that it's already been on this epic run, I'd be very cautious on jumping in right now, because it doesn't seem like you're buying in at a good price where it's at right now. Could be completely wrong. This thing could continue to run up, but just throwing that out there. You bought in on this oh, John. Okay. Oh, Prodigy said, okay, yeah, the Telegram's going to be updated. And we got to add the Telegram, Prodigy, to the deck screener as well. So just let me know whenever you're ready. John wants to look at Maker. Nice. So you said you bought in at 785. You know what's crazy is I remember Maker was at if this is the same project, I think during the last bull run, dude, this thing was at like $90,000, right? Or am I tripping? No, I guess I'm tripping. What project was that was up to $90,000? I forgot what it was. It's gonna hit me after the stream, but I'm sure Maker. Let's pull this up real quick. I used to know a lot about Maker, and it's like now I can't even think of it. Obviously, circulating supply is going to be very low with the price where it's at right now. So under $1 million in circulating supply, market cap is at $3.5 billion. So it's definitely a solid project. Definitely been on a nice run. If you're holding that at $785, I mean, me personally, with holding on to that, that during the bull run, this is probably going to do really well, right? I mean, it looks like it's going correct. It's going with the market, right? So as the market moves up, I think Maker's going to continue to move up. I just right now you got in at such a great position. I don't know how much you're up in profits, like how much you put in, but it's kind of like, not saying to reposition yourself at all, right? I'm not saying that whatsoever. It's just like me personally, I'm always like looking like, I'm up like crazy right now. Should I reposition myself? I mean, looking at this chart, if this is the chart I'm going off of, I would say probably not. I would just, if you're using money that you really are you're good with those diamond hands, I'd let it just sit there. I'd let it just sit there and let it flourish naturally. Right? Because like I said, I think Maker and the bull run is going to do fairly well. Small circulating supply, and it, like I said, you can see on the last bull run, this thing jumped up and topped up at around 6,400. You could be possibly looking at that on this next bull run, or if not higher. So definitely looks like you're in a good position for sure. You can see it ran up, hit its head on the 382 for right now. So you might see somewhat of a retracement given what the market's doing right now, possibly to the 0.5 at around this 37 to be exact, right? You might see some kind of a retracement. Bullish scenario would be it come back to this 0.5 right here, bounces, and then starts taking off again. That would be a very bullish move right there, for sure. Oh, Justin said Yearn Finance. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you, Justin. That is the one. I can always count on Justin to come through, right? Yeah, Yearn's the one that was up to like 90,000. I was gonna, bro. It would have hit me right when I'm falling asleep later. I'd be like, it was Yearn. Gotta go back on live real quick. Yeah, I remember in the bull run, this thing got up to $95,000. Where is it at now? Right now it's at 8,000. I think there's only like 100,000 in circulation, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. 33,000 in circulation. The market cap is relatively low at only 273,000. What was let's see the all-time. So when it hit up to this 95, the market cap got up to 2.87 billion. So I mean, this thing is down it's down like crazy, right? I want to see in the last year. So this is market cap. I'm like, what am I looking at here? And the last year, look at this crazy spike up. It jumped up to 14,500. What in the last year, the bottom was around $4,000. So not too bad. This project will probably go back up to 90K whenever we get back, when we get into the thick of the bull run, most likely. Yeah, that's crazy. Ricky said it made it to 99K. I know, bro. I just remember being during that time and just seeing it. I was like, 90. Somebody I knew had bought in when it was like at like 50, and I was like, damn. And it went up to 90, and I remember him. He was like trying to flex on everybody, and he went when we crashed. He was unheard of, right? So who knows what happened with that? But boy, you couldn't tell him anything when it jumped up to $90-something thousand. You couldn't tell him anything. My boy was flexing so hard. Gail, what's going on? He said he's working, but he's still here. Nico, no FUD. You should start teaching us how to use the space shipboard. I can't give you all of that, bro. Then I'll be over here looking like ET, where they're gonna come back and come get me, bro. I gotta keep it. There's some things I have to keep to myself for my survival. Prodigy said, no, the website is being updated and the Telegram is ready. I'll send you the link. Oh, okay, nice. And Aaron said, thoughts on Solothian. Hasn't launched, but presale has made a huge amount. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a chart to go off of, right? Because it's only through presale. The one thing I will say, Aaron, is I don't know if you got in on the presale, but be very careful. You guys, anybody that's familiar with the channel, you guys know what I always say about presales, right? Presales are good if you got in on the presale, right? But a lot of times what happens is with a lot of these projects, people just get in on the presale because they know they're getting in at a fraction of what it's going to launch at. You're going to see probably a big sell-off. If you're interested in the project and you didn't get in on the presale, what I would recommend is let the project smoothen out. So let it drop, leave it alone. It's probably going to have some crazy fluctuations. Let it be for maybe a few days, a few weeks, And if you want, bring it to my attention in the next whenever it drops, and we can map out the charts, and I'll tell you where it looks like it's finding some support after a few days of it charting, right? But that initial launch and that initial first few days, you're probably going to see a very big sell-off. So my advice on majority of the time, whenever projects launch and there's a big pre-sale prior to the launch, you don't want to buy in at all. You want to let everybody that is basically in it real fast for the pre-sale, let them sell off, which usually takes like a few days or could take up to a few weeks. So hold on, guys. So we have official Wormhole launch coming in here. What you about to start spamming, bro? So we believe that the Wormhole token will play a very major role in the space in the future. All right, I got you. So are you part of the Are you just invested in Wormhole, or are you actually like part of the whole team? Let's pull them up because I know you guys just launched. Look at this chart. That's crazy. I think you guys Wormhole. So I don't think it's updated necessarily on coin market cap as well, because it's saying it's at 0% as far as movement, but obviously that's not correct. So you guys literally just dropped today. So I don't know if it says it's verified. So you have a $2 billion market cap, which is insane. You guys just dropped. Circulating supply is it's not questionable, but it would have me a little worried just because it's only at 18% circulating supply. So a lot of times, what we always talk about on the channel is, what are your plans, right? Before I invested in this project, I would probably look at the white paper and see what are the actual plans in regards to how you guys are going to be releasing the circulating supply as time goes on, would be mostly what I'd be kind of focused on, because let's say you're going to just dump all the tokens or coins, on us in the next 6 months. I don't want to be left holding the bag. It says in it's a Solana base. Let me copy this address. Let me see here. Here it is right here. That's crazy how big the market cap is. You guys had some serious investors on that pre-sale, huh? That jumped in. For this project is to start today, and it's at a $13 billion market cap. That's crazy. We'll monitor it as time goes on. We'll see what's going on. Steve said, got in on NVP 5 cents. Gonna take off like MAGA Trump supports it. Okay. That Wormhole guy is probably going on everybody that's live right now and just coming in and just dropping. Hey, that's what it takes, right? Publicity. Let's do a recap, guys, because you guys are putting me to sleep. You guys are putting me to sleep over here. All right, so game plan for ladies. For ladies, I'm keeping an eye on it. Obviously, you guys know I bought in on the dip yesterday. I want to see if we're going to maybe retest this 17 mark. If we do retest it, we might end up breaking that 17 mark, given on what we have in store for Bitcoin. I honestly think we're going to be okay, but if we do break this 17.7, like I said, we have this what's the fib? The 618 right here at the 16.9, and then we also have this big spot for some support at the 15.9. Those are going to be the next levels that I'm looking for as far as just dollar cost averaging in on Milady. So hopefully we don't even make it down to there, but if we do, I'll be perfectly fine, and I hope you guys will be as well, because we should be taking advantage and just dollar cost averaging in, right? Take advantage of the dip, eat it up. For Bitcoin, you guys can see we have been trading in this tight space right here. Obviously, we're finding support at the 64.9, and we keep hitting our head at the 66.4, right? We broke above slightly, but it's quickly retraced. And this is what I'm saying for Bitcoin and the market. As if we don't get back on track and start retesting the 69,000 in the next few days, hopefully by next week, I think we're going to be sitting in this kind of tight range for the next 2 weeks while we are basically in this pre-halving space. And I think after we get past the halving, that's when I think we're going to probably, start taking off again. For whatever reason, it's kind of giving everybody, a lot of investors are kind of sitting on the sidelines right now. And I think it's because they're anticipating some kind of a sell the news event is what I think it is. So the volume has been down for the last week. And that's the only thing I can really think of is because we have this big halving looming over us. And normally we're building up right now with anticipation, of the halving, but we already ran up so fast. We made those all-time highs, a week or two ago. And now I think a lot of people have repositioned themselves and they're kind of waiting right now until we get past the halving. So we could see that kind of scenario where we might hang around these numbers. We might see these days where we jump up, retest 69, but we'll get rejected. What I want to see for us to hit those numbers that I was talking about as far as the 76 to 80,000 for Bitcoin pre-halving, we're going to have to break the 69 and stay above it. We're going to need to have it as some support. That's when I think we're going to really take off. If we don't do that in the next week, we're most likely going to be sitting in this kind of channel until we get past post-halving. That's what I'm thinking. And then obviously with Bitcoin, with those two scenarios, you obviously know what Milady's will most likely do. If we chop around and we don't break out for Bitcoin in the next week, we're probably going to do the same thing for Milady where we're sitting around this area. We might even see, like I was saying, those areas of support breaking down somewhere down here at the 618, possibly at this support level at the 15.9. So whatever happens, it is what it is. I'm going to take advantage of the dips, right? Adam said, let's take one more look at NFK. So let's take one more look. So we kind of covered it earlier, Adam. We are up 13%, looking great, looking beautiful. I was talking about how we pretty much, the community has taken over this whole project, and there's pretty much no other whales other than you and Poppy in here as far as with the project. So everything's been looking great. We've been releasing. We released the website. We have the deck screener running. We obviously have the Discord. The Telegram is just dropped. And our next spot is going to be big promotions, promoting on your favorite sites, especially the deck screener. So we have some big things lined up, and we're just going to do that natural growth, right? Natural growth and just continue to build with the project. So everything looks good. The only thing I can say for this particular project is if you do see any kind of dips, just eat them up. Take their positions because we're long-term for this. Long-term. And Mosey said, let's see here. Can you check AVAX meme coins like Cock, Kimbo, and Big Red? Feel like AVAX meme coins are going to go on a huge run, yet nobody is talking about it. AVAX just led with the meme coin rush. Now others are doing it. So Mosey, you are correct. I know they've been AVAX, they have been pushing for a lot of people to build off their ecosystem as far as meme coins because they know what works, right? Solana had been doing this for the last few months, right? And you can see Solana has just blew up, right? Because there's just they're Their DeFi is going crazy. One thing I will say is that AVAX's 24-hour volume is relatively low, only $83 million, right? So relatively low compared to those big players that we mapped out earlier, like Arbitrum, Base, Binance, Ethereum, and then obviously Solana. Do I think that AVAX is going to be a big player in this game? It already is, and I think they're going to continue to build up. I really do. So you are correct. I think a lot of these projects are going to do really well. They just need to build up this liquidity, and it takes time. It really does. You know, I think right now Solana is taking the shine for DeFi for pretty much all ecosystems right now. Obviously, Ethereum and Binance are going to always do really well because they're the two biggest ecosystems. But Base has really come through in the last few weeks and has really blown up. And they're doing the same kind of thing, having meme coins build up like crazy on their DeFi. So with Avalanche, they just came out with the whole campaign like you speak of just bringing in a lot of people building on their ecosystem. I think this in the long term is going to do really well for Avalanche. So, and we always talk about Cock and You. I mean, this project, small market cap, looks like it has a decent community. The name's catchy, and it has I Am George always talking about it on his channel, right? He's a big investor on Cock. He knows the devs, so he's always going to support them. So I think that, you know, with that being said, a project like Cock's going to do really well, right? And you notice how I'm not even laughing about the name anymore because it's become like a staple, you know, something you talk about at the dinner table now, like it's nothing. Cock and you, right? But you go back 2 months ago, and oh my gee, bro, it was just jokes all day on Cock and You. John, thank you so much for the $2. I see your comment. You want to check out Chainlink? Oops, I'm gonna click into that. Let's check out Chainlink. But Mosey, listen. To go back real quick, brother, I think you're on the right step as far as AVAX. So if that's the ecosystem that you particularly like, bro, I think long term it's going to do really well. And $80 million isn't bad at all for the volume. Definitely you can make some good money on their DeFi for sure. So we haven't brought up Chainlink in here in a while. And you can see my fib retracement's kind of outdated. Eventually we'll get there. There we go. Let's see if we can use this fib. All right, so Chainlink, is this still number what spot is this on for is it still in the top? Oh, it's number 15. Chainlink jumped up on market cap. It has retraced. Let me see something here real quick. In the last month. Yeah, in the last month. I mean, I'm just looking at the market cap real quick. Because wasn't Chainlink, didn't it break up into the top 10 briefly? I could have sworn it did. So Chainlink, I think Chainlink is going to do really well in this bull run. I think it's going to do really, really well. It's already has been doing really well with this beautiful breakout. But, I mean, you go back like 2 months ago and it felt like everybody was talking about Chainlink. And, you know, I think what Chainlink brings into the crypto space is something that not a lot of projects are doing or can do. And I think that's going to be their selling point as far as what with Chainlink. And I think obviously it's going to reflect on the price. And as we get into the thick of the bull run, I think Chainlink is going to kill it. I really do think it's going to kill it. So you can see off of our fib, the top where it's hit its head so far is around 22. But if you look during the last bull run, it did break out all the way up to about $53. So do I think that this could break out and possibly get to $53 again? Certainly, I really do. I think it's going to exceed $53 in this bull run. I really do think that. Let's get rid of this small fib and let's look at where we're at right now. So you can see, so on this run so far, it has broke above the 618, but you can see it basically couldn't find support above the 618, and that's what's kind of gotten it rejected short term, right? So where do I think is going to be some big support? I do not think this is going to come back down towards this 786. I really don't think it's going to. So we're going to find our own support levels right here. And if you guys are interested in finding support levels, we did cover this on the members only stream. Make sure you guys hit that join button and become a member if you want to learn how to be a better trader. So what I did was I basically looked for some spots that it's either hit its head on or found some support. And you can see where it's pretty much at right now is a pivotal spot that it's trying to hold as far as some support. So with that being said, if it breaks this spot, you're most likely, let's see here, you're most likely going to see somewhat of a retracement possibly to the $15, which would still be very bullish. You can see it consolidated around that $15 mark for a while, right? Consolidated and eventually found some support and broke out. This thing could easily come back down and bounce off this $15 and still be very bullish, just setting up for a bigger run as the market continues to, get back up and running. So, but long term, very bullish on Chainlink. I think you got a good project right there, bro. I think you got a good project right there, bro. Good luck with that, man. All right, did we cover everything, guys? I think we covered everything. I think we did. So, just to recap, no problem, brother, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. Make sure you hit that subscribe and become family with the channel, bro. All right. So for Bitcoin, real quick, like I said, we have not broke this and found some support above the 66.4. Until then, I think we're gonna continue to just keep chopping around in this channel. First thing, I guess, would take baby steps is we need to find support above the 66.4. If we can, I think we're going to probably see some run-ups towards 69. Hey, 69. If we can't break 69 in the next week, I'm just fair warning, guys, we're going to be chopping around, probably around where we're at right now for the next 2 weeks until we can get past this halving. That's what I think is going to happen. Those are the two scenarios. We have to break the 69 and find some support above it. And I think we'll probably go and retest these all-time highs. If we don't break above that 69 and find some support above it, we're going to chop around in this area that we're in right now. It could even get, to where maybe we retest some certain levels, right? I don't necessarily see that happening right now. For right now, we are holding support at around the 64.9 if we do break down. So everything's looking fine. I don't want to see us keep retesting this level, though, because like I told you guys at the beginning of the stream, we keep retesting certain levels, whether it's towards the up or the down, it's going to break, right? So the one thing that we have good going for us is that we keep retesting this 66.4. Hopefully the next time or the next couple times we'll break above it and find some support above that 66.4. And then from there on, we'll be looking at 69, hopefully getting up there and finding some support above 69 eventually in the next, week, hopefully in the next few days. So, and with that being said, with those two scenarios, Milady's obviously going to be at the mercy of Bitcoin right now, right? So, hopefully if we do see that 69 breakout on Bitcoin, we'll see something like that for Milady. If we don't, we might chop around. And like I said, two levels I'm looking for, the 618 at the 16.9 and the 15.9, this support level right here for Milady. If we do break this support level that we're at right now, that we keep retesting at the 17.7. So those are going to be basically what I think for right now. Hopefully tomorrow we're talking about a big run up, right? But, as of right now, I don't see it happening right now. I want to see us break that 66.4 for right now. Baby steps right now. But, like I keep telling you guys, for Milady particularly, I honestly think that right now is not a bad time to dollar cost average in. I've been doing it myself, just buying in, dollar cost averaging in, and I'm going to continue to do that if we continue to retrace. So that's pretty much it, guys. Other than that, guys, I think we had a decent stream. On the boring side, I know tonight, because not much is going on, but we got to take these days. Take them, because obviously we always have these days that follow that are parabolic. Everybody's running. We have 200 people in the stream asking a million questions. We'll be right back into that. Probably, hopefully in the next week, we're back up and running, right? But I do still think that our future for this year is going to be really well. I think we're going to be doing really good. So you guys keep your head up. Dollar cost average in on your favorite projects. We're going to be perfectly fine. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that join, become a member so you guys can be better traders, right? We have members only stream every weekend, so make sure you guys do that. Hit that join. And other than that, guys, I will see each and every one of you guys tomorrow, all right? Same time. Thank you again. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, all right?